Let's start our story for this week, The Seven Crows. Once there was an old couple who had 7 sons. The man and his wife loved their 7 sons, but they longed for a daughter. At last, a daughter was born to them, and soon it was time for her christening. The man sent his sons to the well to get a jug of water for the christening. But they were so excited about their little sister, and each one was so anxious to get the water, they dropped the jug into the deep well. When the 7 brothers returned to their father without the water, he was extremely angry. He was so angry that he said, "My sons are foolish. I wish they were crows." In an instant, the 7 sons turned into 7 crows. The crows flapped their wings, and with a cawing sound, they flew away. Caw-caw, caw-caw! The old man and his wife were very sad. The old man was especially sorry, for he had not meant his sons to turn into crows. But the couple were happy to have their daughter, and as the years passed, they gave up all hope of ever seeing their sons again. The baby grew into a lovely girl. One day, she heard some people speaking about her family. They talked about the sad time when her brothers became crows. The little girl was amazed. She never knew that she had 7 brothers, and she was very sad to think that they had become 7 crows because she was born. She was anxious to find her brothers, so one day she set out to search for them. She took with her just a little food and drink, and a ring from her parents to remember them by. She traveled a long way, through forests, over mountains, and through rain and clouds. All along the way, she asked about the 7 crows, but no one knew anything about them. At last, she came to the sun. She felt that surely he would know something. But the sun was hot and fiery, and the little girl was afraid that she would burn her up. So she ran away from him. Then she went to the moon. But the moon was cold and icy, and she felt she would surely freeze. So she ran shivering from him. Here's a little picture of the star giving her something. Let's find out what the star gave the little girl. Then she came to the stars. The evening star was sorry for her. It gave the lovely little girl a twisted bone and said, "Look for a glass castle. This little bone will open the door of the castle, and there you will find your brothers. But you will only find them if you can get into the castle." Happily, the little girl put the bone into her handkerchief and set off. At last, she found the glass door. But when she opened her handkerchief, the little bone was gone. The child sobbed and sobbed, as if her heart would break. For even though she had found the castle, she could not get in. She would not be able to find her brothers. Then she thought of something. She bent her little finger, put it into the lock, and twisted it. As if by magic, the lock turned and the door opened. A little dwarf appeared at the door. "What do you want?" he said. The child was afraid. In a trembling voice, she said, I am looking for my brothers, the 7 crows. The evening star sent me. They are not here, said the dwarf, but if you wait, they will return soon. And you can see the castle door. It's beautiful with a lot of decorations and the little girl. That's when she was crying, sobbing. Let's continue. In the room where the girl waited, there was a table. The dwarf brought 7 cups of wine and 7 dishes of food and put them on the table. The little girl had not had anything to eat for a long time. So as soon as the dwarf had gone, she had some food from each dish and some wine from each cup. She did not realize it, but the little ring fell from her finger and into one of the cups. Suddenly, she heard the flopping of wings and the cawing sound of crows. Quickly, she hid behind a door. There she is, looking so scared, and her little ring is fallen into this cup, and we can also see the crows coming. They probably sound like caw-caw, caw-caw, caw, and they're rushing in through this window. The crows came flying into the room and started to eat and drink. Then they all stopped. They flapped their wings and shrieked angrily. What is the meaning of this? They shrieked. A human has been here. A human has been eating from our dishes and drinking from our cups. The little girl trembled because they sounded especially fierce. Fierce means angry, right? Then one crow exclaimed, for in his cup he had found the ring. This is our parents' ring, he said. This can mean only one thing. Our little sister has come for us. At that, the little girl ran from her hiding place. And the instant the crows saw her, they turned back into her 7 brothers. Wow, isn't that amazing? It's like magic, right? Happily, they hugged her. Then the girl and her 7 brothers traveled back through clouds and rain, over mountains and through forests, till they were home with their parents once more. The end.